What it do, homies? We are here with a donation request. This time we are checking out Desmeon and the song Undone featuring Steklo. Okay, now in here it says drum step, right? Like a subgenre of dubstep, which I do like. I love me some EDM, so I don't know what to expect right here. Let's go ahead, shut up, turn it up. Whoa. Years ago.
I'm gonna throw my memories away. Now I feel I'm done, and I am cursed by every day till my time is gone. I've never felt this way before, and now I know this all for sure. I won't forget your last betray. I'll never forget this day.
Anyway, before we get straight into this drop, so I've been listening to dubstep for a very long time, right? Now I've seen its inceptions I won't say I was listening to it from the very beginning, but I've seen its evolution into the other different subgenres and stuff, man. It's really fun to listen to. But man, the retro dubstep, I mean, this is only 9 years old, so I wouldn't call this retro, but it's back there. And if you've been listening to dubstep for a while, sometimes it's painful to hear, but still you want to respect the thing, the sound effects, the things that artists did to make, dubstep what it is today, right? We got so many different genres, you know what I mean? And subsections of dubstep. But the reason why I'm bringing this up is because you hear, right, the reggae influence in this, right? Which is originally what inspired dubstep, which I don't know if a lot of people know and everything. And I hear that and that's just like, dang, man, this kind of reminded me of just like the basics, before the Skrillex. Skrillex had his own sound, but before Skrillex, right? Like we talking early 2000s, like 2004 dubstep, bro. Oh man, it was a crazy time. People were just going absolutely nutty. But this isn't just like that. But just that beginning with those dun, 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 and then the bass line. You don't hear too much of that. Now it's not too much of that.
Oh, for sure, I won't forget your last betray. I'll never forget this day.
This drop about to be crazy. I already know. Full of all kinds of sounds. It is the riser, right? Yeah. What you got for me?
I'll never forget this day. I'll never forget this day.
Wait, before we get into it, see, man, this was 9 years ago, but man, this used to be, and it could possibly still be to this day, right? Especially for the purist, if you will. This used to be kind of like all you needed to be, have some interesting sound designs in there. But this is for the most part melodic dubstep, that had you weren't too, like you would find an interesting lead, you know what I mean? And then it could be a bass lead, mid bass, or what have you. And then you play the melody and then, you add some compression to make sure them kicks and stuff is starting to hit right. And it used to be all you would need. Throw in a couple little sprinkles of stuff in there, but it's mostly kind of just getting into the vibe, you know what I mean? Now, melodic dubstep still exists, but I feel like these days, right, it's all a matter of just how much different can you make that sound 8 bars next bar, right? That tune, which I get people's attention span when it comes to music is probably shorter, right? They want to hear more interesting things a lot more sooner. So I don't know. This right here, this is probably popular because of the nostalgia. It's really, really good, but it's also came out like 9 years ago. But if somebody was to release a track just like this in this same style today, I don't think it would be that popular. Right, we still got a little bit more of the song to go. It could evolve, but I'm just thinking about how just the main melody, easy to follow. It sounds crazy, and just what it sounds like today. You know what I mean? So it also could just mean that I listen to a lot of heavy dubstep. So definitely a biased way of approaching, but I like the simplicity.
forget this day.
Yeah, see, repeats.
I'll never forget this day.
Yeah, see, that's just what I was talking about. You know, I didn't expect for it to change or something like that. It just kept that same melodic, like the main melody, and it added in a little bit of pieces right there in between the breaks, right? But for the most part, not much change, which allows you to kind of really just hone in on the vibe, right? You ain't got too much stuff that's just playing around with your ears. I won't mind you, I do like, you know, the crazy sound effects and where it's gotten. It's just interesting because I think even Skrillex kind of felt this, right, with his latest album that he released when he kind of went back to his this is drum step, but when he went back to his bro step days, I think he understood it as well. He's like, wait a minute, you know, things are getting a little bit too technical. You know, am I having fun or am I just trying to push my, trying to get my virtual riot kind of game out here, right? And he's just a mastermind of everything sound design. So that boy know everything about music. Music design is crazy. And I just wonder, do these people in all their infinite wisdom ever kind of just let go? You know what I mean? Not necessarily let go, but just enjoy it. Like if you want to play a melody over and over and over again, I say do it. The audacity, right? Just play the same melody over and over. It might be a hit banger because of the audacity. How dare you do something like that? But it might just be a hit. Oh, like I said, I could just be an ignorant dude that's just rambling. It's just the thing. I listen to a lot of EDM. I listen to a lot of dubstep. So I'm kind of using this as a way of just kind of talking about the state that it's in. I am by no means a professional dubstep maker or a producer or anything. I'm just an enjoyer. So, don't come at me too harsh. But let's continue to jam out.
Yeah, this day. I'm gonna throw my memories away. Now I feel I'm done, and I'm cursed by every day till my time is gone. I've never felt this way before, and now I know this all for sure. I won't forget your last betray. I'll never forget this day.
Okay.
Forget this day.
The filter, cut off the filters.
I'll never forget this day.
Your ways and yes. Before he gets there, well, I'll let it play.
Now I feel I'm done, and I'm cursed by every day till my time is gone. I've never felt this way before, and now I know this all for sure. I won't forget your last betray. I'll never forget this day.
So I think, maybe it's just a genre of drum step, but it almost kind of feels like it follows, because all songs, they all have a certain structure that it follows. I think, some are different than others. It really all depends on the genre. But, in the case of drum step, which actually now that I think about, I don't know if I listen to too much drum step, where, because, if we're thinking about, let's just take like bass house, for instance, right? Generally, for the most part, no two drops are going to sound the same. There's going to be a little bit of variance in there. You know what I mean? Like something different. Or the second time it drops, or maybe even the third time it drops, it's going to be something completely different. It'll still match the energy, but it'll be something completely different. But I don't think in modern music, in modern dubstep, maybe you'll hear it in yeah, I mean, it's too wide of a genre to say this specifically, but I'm just sitting here thinking, you know, is there a song out there where there's not much change in the drop and it just continues again? You know what I mean? Kind of more focusing on the vibes. Or is that kind of just a drum step thing? I don't know. Obviously, I could talk a lot about these type of subjects. So if you've listened all the way through, that's what's up. I would love to do more reactions to dubstep stuff. You know, if you like to hear like breakdowns or just my thoughts on what's going on in the scene. Yeah, for sure. Let's see if we can get this to 200 likes, all right? Dave's out.